Hey, good morning, everybody. What's up? It's your boy Q. You know who know. Back with another video. Thank y'all for kicking it with your boy Q today. I don't know if I ever covered a video about this. How high should you lift your truck? And it's kind of hard to do this video because it's going to depend on mainly two things. One, are you in it for comfort? What are you looking for out of your truck? What are you going to be using it for? The second thing is going to depend on what type of setup you're going for, whether that be a lot of stands like 24x14, 24x16s, 26s, or are you going for 35 on some 17x9? It's really going to depend on those two things. So it's kind of hard to make this video because everybody preference and what everybody use their truck for and the vision they have for the truck is going to be different. So I'm just going to make the video off my knowledge the best I can here. Keep in mind, I'm only going to be referring to F-150, 1500s, Chevy 1500s, things like that. I'm not talking about 250, 3500s just because I don't have that truck. Never had experience with those. But talk about the main four, which people do, which is a leveling kit. It's going to be a 4-inch lift kit, a 6-inch lift kit, and we'll go 7 to 9-inch lift kit, and I might talk about like 12 plus. Let's start with the leveling kits. If you don't want to lift your truck and you just want to get rid of that rake that you see most trucks sit like this from factory, sit nose down. If you just want to raise that nose up and get a nice leveled look, which is what it called leveling kit, levels the truck out. Don't want to really put any stance on your truck. Don't want to do anything like that crazy, guys. You know, a leveling kit is a good start. It just basically levels the truck out. You're going to keep factory ride quality for the most part. You're going to keep factory wheels on there. You know, you won't have any issues like rubbing, anything like that. A leveling kit is usually what most people do when they just want a nice look. Maybe run like a 35-inch tire on 35-inch tire, like zero offset, you know, just kind of keep it neutral, but just a big beefy tire. Now, as I was speaking, it did remind me, you can put whatever you want on any truck. So you can put 24x14s on a leveling kit if you wanted to. You can put 22s, you can do whatever you want to. How uncomfortable you're willing to be is gonna come down to what you put on there. I'm telling you, on a leveling kit, on a 1500 or F-150, if you're putting 24x14s, bro, you won't be able to turn. You can put it on there, you can put it, but you won't be able to turn. So if you're okay with that, then of course you can do it. So keep that in mind. You can do whatever you want. So that's a leveling kit. And honestly, if I never got into the lifted truck scene, I probably would do like a leveling kit up front, 2-inch leveling kit or something like that. Maybe like some 35 on some 17s. That's like a nice factory stock look, beefy tire look, looks good, but you know, it's not like a lift kit. Moving on, 4-inch lift kits. Now, I personally have no experience with 4-inch lift kits. I don't even think I've seen a truck with a 4-inch lift kit. A 4-inch to me is kind of in that gray area. It's like, if you're gonna go 4, why not just go 6, right? It's just 2 extra inches. That's what she said. But anyway, a 4-inch lift kit is for someone, if you want to go 4 inches, that means you kind of want to add maybe some 35s for sure. You know, you want a bigger tire, but you don't want to be tall as like a 6-inch. You want to still fit your truck in your garage. You maybe want a little poke, maybe some 10 wides, but you don't want nothing crazy. You just want a truck where, you know, it looks good. The 4-inch lift kit may not impact the ride quality as much. Getting in and out won't be as bad as like going to a 6 or higher. You know, it's just kind of like a nice, modest look to give you a good look on your truck, but it's not a crazy inconvenience. You still lift it. It's going to be a little different than a leveling kit, a little higher, but it's not going to be like going for like a 6-inch lift kit, something like that. Now, when we get into the 6-inch lift kit, to me, honestly, 6-inch is like the perfect height for most trucks. And when I say most trucks, I'm gonna go ahead and nip this in the butt. If you don't know, the Chevys have square wheel wells, while the Ford and Rams have circle round wheel wells. So generally your Chevys are gonna be lifted higher because if you're gonna run a bigger tire, like a bigger wheel, excuse me, like 24x14s, you're gonna rub more on a Chevy because of those square wheel wells. I hate saying that word, back to back. So usually those are lifted a little higher. But 6-inch for me, if you got like a Ford or a Ram, bro, 6-inch is like the sweet spot. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first got my truck, bro, sorry, let me get over real quick. When I first got my truck, bro, and I walked up to the truck, red for the first time, 6-inch was huge. I was like, oh my God, this is my truck. You know, and now I think I'm just gotten used to it to where 6-inch honestly feels small. Like a 6-inch actually feels very, very small now comparing to some of the lifts I see. But for day-to-day basis, without too much inconvenience, because you will experience some, I think 6-inch is the perfect height, honestly. You can run a bigger setup like I am right now. I'm on 24x12s on 37s. I do have 24x14s on 37s. You do have to do trimming and cutting as well. So for 6-inch, it's like you want to really you want to stand out. With a 6-inch lift kit, you want to stand out. You're not worried about fitting in your garage at home, because you probably won't. May not be able to park everywhere that you go. You may have to consider parking garages and things like that, because I do run into issues with 6-inch lift kit in some parking garages here in the DFW area. I fit in probably 95% of garages around here. With the 6-inch, you can definitely expect a little more inconvenience, but like I said, to me, if you really want your truck to kind of stand out and really have a presence to it, 6 inches like the perfect height. It's really going to depend what you want to use your truck for. If you're going to go off-road and all things like that, I would not put a 6-inch lift on my truck. I would not. I'll probably stick to like a leveling kit, to be honest with you, if I'm off-road in my truck. If I'm doing a lot of towing, you can tow with a 6-inch lift kit. I see it all the time, guys tow with 6-inch lift kits. And while I'm talking, look at this Super Duty over here, guys. And only reason I didn't include these in this video, because that probably is a stock height Super Duty. Maybe you got a leveling kit up front because it's sitting pretty level, looks like. Those trucks are naturally tall from the factory. Most F-250s sit the same height as my truck now, lifted. Yeah, so it's a whole different ball game over there. And then we'll talk about the next one. And I think honestly now, for what I like and how I like my trucks to look, 7 to 9 inch lift kit. 7 to 9 is a very popular lift kit size, guys. Mainly on your GMCs and Chevy, again, because of those square wheel wells. They have to lift those trucks a little higher to clear like a 24x14 that can be cleared on a 6-inch of a Ram or a Ford. 7 to 9 is generally for your GM guys. You see a lot of GMC running 7 to 9 lift kit, and that's what gives it that really tall profile that I personally love. So my buddy with the black F-150, we found out his lift kit is an 8-inch lift kit from FTS, and it looks perfect, to be honest with you. Like his truck, how it sits, like it's not too tall, it's not too low, it's like the perfect height and size, bro. And he's running 375 tires, which are like 375, what's that, 40, which is like a 36 by 15 wide tire. So you can clear a nice big tire with, he doesn't rub at all. He did have to do some trimming and cutting. 7 to 9, honestly, is when you're kind of getting into usually show truck-ish type stage. You're running usually a big setup. On a 7 to 9, you're usually running 24s and 26s by 14 to 16, usually. Me, if I'm going 7 to 9, I'm running a big setup, and I don't think that's gonna be my daily driver. I don't think. I could be wrong, never had it that tall, but to me, I think that's the perfect height for a lifted truck, in my opinion, if you really want to stand out and be tall. That's next level, guys. And when you get that tall, I'm talking about getting in is gonna be a hassle, getting out is gonna be a hassle. It's just a little more. It's just next level. It just bumps up everything next level. I'll go ahead and talk about the last one. If you're going anything over 9, if you're going 12 inches plus, bro, those are show trucks. Those are generally show trucks that you see on Instagram at booths, vendor builds, shop builds, things like that. Those are those trucks. Those, you don't see those too often as daily drivers at all. They're meant for people to come and say, ooh, the coloring, that all that. When you're that tall, bro, like, it's up there. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody out there is probably daily driving a 12-inch lifted truck. I wouldn't be surprised, because now lifted trucks aren't as, they're everywhere now. You know, it's not like you don't see them. You see them everywhere. I'm pretty sure the components for the taller kits now are better. You can probably daily it more as opposed to it used to be back when honestly, back then, a 6-inch lift kit was considered like, wow, like, oh my God, he got a 6-inch. Now a 6-inch is like entry level. Things have changed, times have changed, but usually anything over 9, bro, it's probably a show truck. I hope I kind of got my message through. It's kind of really hard to talk about this, because again, it's going to depend on what you want from your truck, what are you doing with your truck. But to wrap it up, a leveling kit is going to level out that front end, give you a nice leveled look, keep stock tires on there. It's just going to make the truck sit like this as opposed to like this. 4-inch lift kit, it's just for someone who wants a lift kit, who maybe has problem getting in and out of trucks, doesn't want it crazy tall, still wants to fit in their garage at home, still wants to fit pretty much anywhere they want to go with the truck. They want to tow, maybe a little off-road. 6-inch to me nowadays is like the entry level lift kit that most people start with on their truck. A 6-inch lift kit is going to give you a nice look. You're going to be able to run bigger wheels and tires. You're going to have to do some trimming and cutting, but you may not rub on like some 20x10s. You probably won't rub. When you get to your 12 wides and 14 wides, you know, it's a little different. You're going to have to trim, you're going to have to cut. That's just part of the game. But no, you may not be able to park it at home in your garage. You may not be able to fit in some garages you're going to. Just things like that. 7 to 9 is like the next level up. Honestly, if you're running 24x14, 26x14, 36s, 37s, and you want clearance with no rubbing and things like that, 7 to 9. If you don't really want to deal with rubbing, go 7 to 9, bro. honestly, because you're gonna rub on a 6-inch. On my 24x14s with 37s, I rub quite a bit. So if I had like a 7 to 9, I would not be rubbing at all. And again, if you have a GMC, you probably want to be going to 7 to 9 anyway. And then again, anything past 9 inches, bro, that's just show truck, pretty much for the most part. You're parking that thing all week and you're just driving it on the weekends. You probably have another daily drive. That's my opinion on it, guys. Comment below what your opinion is, what's your setup, what you're running. Like I said, I don't think you can go wrong with either, because it's honestly going to depend on your preference and what you want to do with your truck. And we all know we all have different preferences, taste, and usage of our vehicle. So it don't really matter. There's really no right or wrong answer. It's what you want, and you have to take that in consideration when you're building your truck. So that's all I got. It's your boy Q. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all next time, baby.